Welcome to your Average Joe Utah Sports Fan Podcast.
Welcome to your Average Joe Utah Sports Fan Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Lund. Today I'm going to talk about why penalties and special teams play are absolutely sinking the Utah Mammoth. Okay, State of Utah sports fans, let's jump into this. The Utah Mammoth rolled into the Delta Center coming off one of the most epic last-minute collapses in team history against the Carolina Hurricanes. This was supposed to be a get-right game against the Dallas Stars, since the Stars had struggled the entire month of January going 2, but the Mammoth slipped right out of the gate. There were 2 consecutive delay of game penalties in the first 10 minutes of the first period, and Dallas cashed in, scoring 2 goals. Now look, when it comes to penalties, no penalties are great, but delay of game penalties, that's like completely shooting yourself in the foot when you do these delay of game penalties. These are ones where you're just hitting the puck over the boards. Now, other penalties, they're part of the game, and these are part of the game too, but come on. These are ones that can be avoided. Now, here's the problem. The Dallas Stars, albeit they were having woes in the month of January, they have the second best power play unit in all of the NHL. And Utah has the 19th best power kill in the NHL. These two teams are not on the same level. Given the opportunity, Dallas came ready to go when it had its opportunities, and they hit these 2 goals. And once again, this is in the first half of the first period. They were up 2 goals early on Utah. And the troubling part about this is it's becoming a trend with Utah. In the last 5 of their 7 games, Utah has allowed a goal scored on it in the first 4 minutes. Now, Utah so far has weathered the storm, and they've been able to win some games, but they were not so fortunate this time around, as this was just too much for them to overcome. Now, we got to be honest about this. Special teams are horrendous right now for Utah. The power play team for Utah has been a problem all season, and it currently ranks dead last in the NHL. And as I was saying, its power kill team has been sitting at 19th. And talking to JJ Peterka, he said, I think we're trying to make the perfect play right now. I think we've got to go back to just making easy plays and more shots. Well, he's absolutely right about that. If you look at Utah's power play, they have a number of problems. So let's start with the first problem. They have struggled mightily just getting the puck past center ice. And the second part of this is because they struggle getting past center ice, they turn the puck over a lot of times. And that leads to teams trying to score shorthanded goals on them. And as I watch other teams in the NHL, I just haven't seen this sort of problem. And that's why they struggle so mightily on the power play. And that's why they're ranked dead last. It's because other teams, when they're on the power play, aren't struggling so mightily just to get it past the puck, past center ice. Another problem that they have is when they actually do get the puck past center ice and they try to get set up in their offense, they have a hard time getting set up in their offense because the teams are putting pressure on them. And so the other teams are easily clearing the puck out of the zone and pushing it back. That is eating up a lot of clock. The next issue is when they finally do get the offense set up, they're just passing it around the perimeter. And it seems like they like to pass more than they like to actually shoot the puck. The next issue they have is they have a hard time when they have the man advantage getting a player in front of the goal to screen the goalie. So when you have the man advantage, this is just simple strategy to set up your power play so that you can screen the goalie so he has a hard time seeing the goal being shot on him, or the puck being shot on him. And the second part of this is to have the player down there to be able to hit a rebounded puck into the goal. So they have all these problems with their power play. And as Paterka was saying, they seem to be, passing the puck around looking for the perfect shot. You don't need to be looking for the perfect shot. Just get down there, get set up, and just shoot the puck and see what happens and get your men set up. And part of getting your men set up is having one of your players be down there around the goal so they can pick up any of the rebounds. So therein lies a lot of their problems. And it would be good to see the Mammoth get this sorted out. At one point in the season, and this was earlier on in January, they did have some of this working and the power play was more effective. But right now they seem to be lost completely in doing this. The other thing that's interesting is looking at their power kill. Earlier in the season, and this is back in September, October, the power kill was actually really effective. But now they seem to have lost some mojo on the power kill, and they're not causing teams problems as much. They're not getting their sticks out in the lanes. They're not causing the pressure. They're not there at center ice, causing teams problems, getting the puck to stop, or stopping the puck from crossing center ice. So these are things that they need to get back to the basics on, causing the pressure on these other teams the way that teams are causing them pressure. Now, looking at the game itself, the Stars really did come to play. They came in, they were very aggressive. They put a lot of defensive pressure on Utah. And what this caused was that Dallas was in their offensive zone for most of the first period and a good portion of the second period. And Utah, on its side, they were unable to really get the puck out of its defensive zone, and they just weren't able to pass the puck around very well. They were missing players, they were whiffing on the puck. So they were really having a challenging time making just the most simplest of plays. Luckily for them, Kyler Yamamoto came to play. He scored a goal in the first period, and so it made it 2-1, kept it closer, and he scored another one in the third period. And so they were able to make a push late in the game to try to tie it up. Unfortunately, the push fell short, but nonetheless, at least they were still in the game late in the game to try to tie and move it into overtime. And Yamamoto really has been a breath of fresh air for the Mammoth. He's been scoring in all the games that he's played in, going back to the road trip and in this game against Dallas. So based on all of these issues that they're having with committing penalties, with special teams play, let me know what you think about this, how they could resolve these issues, thoughts on improving the power play, and let me know what your overall concerns are with the Mammoth. I look forward to your comments, and thanks so much for giving me a listen. Please go ahead and hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this segment of Your Average Joe Utah Sports Fan Podcast. I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to Your Average Joe Utah Sports Fan Podcast. Please hit like and subscribe. I welcome your comments and look forward to seeing you next time.